If you ever drive over the Sand Bar Ferry Bridge from Augusta to South Carolina, you probably notice it's a pretty smooth ride. Well, you have a disaster to thank for that. Back in 1962, an older bridge at this site was the scene of a fiery, fatal crash. And after that, everyone decided that something had to be done. A ferry near the sandbar in the Savannah River used to be one of Augusta's oldest landmarks. It was the way people went to get out of town and head toward South Carolina's low country. It was a popular crossing. Even President William Howard Taft used it on his visits to Augusta at the beginning of the previous century. Because the road leading to the Sand Bar Ferry was the direction everyone was used to going, that's where they eventually put a bridge, one that was built in the 1920s, and they had a lot of problems building it. Funding was a problem. The state of South Carolina reneged on an agreement to pay part of it. Construction was a problem. It turned out that the water flow below it was deeper and more dangerous than anyone thought. Delays, delays, delays. But finally, the bridge was built. It was probably adequate for the time. One old engineer told the newspaper it was considered an engineering marvel. But times change. When the Savannah River nuclear plant sprang up in 1950 and jobs were plentiful in that direction, traffic on the old Sand Bar Ferry Bridge picked up. Cars not only got faster, but wider, and the trucks got bigger. Negotiating the old bridge with its dangerous curve became a challenge. That played out dramatically in December of 1962 when a car and gasoline tanker collided. Robert Schleer, 19 of Augusta, died when the car he was driving tangled with a gas truck, igniting 7,100 gallons of gasoline, which then began to burn and burn and burn. Schleer was thrown from the vehicle, the Chronicle reported, but amazingly, the passenger in his car, James Cheek, 18, was not injured. 2 passengers in another vehicle involved in the collision were taken to a hospital in Barnwell for treatment. The driver of the gas truck, H. Brown of Aiken, was not injured either, but he was charged with voluntary manslaughter. After the fire was put out with flame retardant foam, a structural engineer studied the damage and said the old bridge would probably hold, but most thought it was time for a new bridge. The Chronicle editorialized for one. Everybody agreed the old bridge had to go. But bridge building doesn't happen overnight, or over a week, or over a month, or over a year. In March 1963, the Richmond County Board of Commissioners formally made the request for state funding. In 1964, it was decided that a new bridge would be built, running next to the old one. In 1965, bids were opened for the first phase of construction by the state of South Carolina. And the bridge got a name, the Lester S. Moody Bridge, named for the incredibly successful Augusta Chamber of Commerce power broker, Lester Moody. Governor Carl Sanders even declared September 20th, 1965, Lester S. Moody Bridge Day. In September 1966, South Carolina awarded a contract for the bridge. In December 1967, the Chronicle reported the bridge was rapidly nearing completion. On Wednesday morning, March 20th, 1968, the bridge opened. There was no official ceremony, but there was a small story in the paper that said everyone could start using the new bridge about 9 o'clock that morning. So let's review. The old bridge took Georgians into South Carolina. The new bridge took South Carolinians into Georgia. Eventually, they tore the old one down, blew it up actually, and they replaced it with another new one, a project that took years and cost $5 million. It opened in early 1990. Lester Moody, the man for whom the bridge was named, passed away in late 1972. His obituary was long. His achievements were many. But then a strange thing happened. According to the archives of the Augusta Chronicle, we quit referring to it as the Lester Moody Bridge. Everyone went back to calling it the Sand Bar Ferry Bridge. Fame, I guess, is fleeting. It leaves town quickly, just like a bridge going over the Savannah River.